How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Daddy Dave, and this is a map tour for a new mod map here on Farming Simulator 25 for all platforms called Memphis, New York. And we're going to start the description from the mod hub, and it reads, returning from Farming Simulator 22 with countless revisions beyond the game conversion, welcome to Memphis, New York. Memphis, New York is a rural community in central New York with hot summers, wet springs, and harsh winters. Despite these relative extremes, life finds a way. In Memphis, if you choose to begin your farming journey as a new farmer, you will have all necessary equipment and few fields to produce wheat, with a small chicken coop tucked in the forest for some additional income. In the event that your vehicle needs repair or you desire to purchase new ones, there is a shop located just down the road. If you choose to expand your farm and find yourself needing water for animals, there is a spring located on Whiskey Hollow Road, which is the road that leads into the forest. When it comes time to sell, there are numerous productions and sell points located around the map, and a warehouse if you choose to undertake any construction projects, which there is one in the form of a ruined barn located on Farmland 55. A sawmill is also located on the aforementioned Whiskey Hollow Road, accessible by a short, wide trail off the main road. If you choose to invest in dairy farming, be advised that in addition to total mixed ration, silage will now allow cows to reach 100% production as well. Scattered around the map, there are a total of 22 fields, some requiring access roads, but with 4.5 miles of rural road to drive down and even more miles of off-road trails, you can easily access every corner of the map. The off-road trails will allow you to explore the map to its fullest extent, whether for recreation or logging. Compared to Farming Simulator 22 version, many properties are more immersive with usable garages, farmhouses, and even numerous animal pens scattered around the map to be purchased with their respective lands. Farmland 44 is a large area with some pre-placed buildings, but all of those can be deleted to morph the area into a large farm of your choosing. Farmland 32 is also left intentionally blank to allow the player to create a home specifically to their liking. This is a North American map created by WillyBoy10102 and is 403.65 megabytes to download. There are required mods for this map, and they are the Water Pump Pack by Grubby, Lizard Gravity Wagon by MDZ Company SGJ Modding, American Barn by Omatana, and Garage with Tool Table by Icus. And if we take a look at the map, this is what it looks like. We start out by owning farmlands number, this one, 4, 9, 10, 15, 55, and 56. 4 is a wheat field ready to harvest. 9 is a wheat field ready to harvest. 10 is the main starting farm, kind of, sort of, at least a portion of it. 55 is, 15 up here is another portion of the main starting farm. 55 is a wheat field that is ready to harvest, and 56 is again another portion of your starting farm. Field prices around the map do vary, and there is, or that you cannot purchase all areas of the map. So we do get plenty of forestry on this map. We'll start there. 195,000, 96,000, 86, 235, got 46, 124, 120. Got this area down here at 80,000. This one up here at 102. Got this one tucked away up here, 58. Back here, 62. Then if we take a look at our fields here, got 47,000, 83,000, 129, 55, 104, 128, 696, 484, 804, and 776. So you can see it does range quite well. I mean, we got some smaller fields that are going to be super cheap, and all the way up to some big fields. Same thing with forestry. There's nothing really in the ways of grasslands around this map, or at least dedicated grass fields, I should say. If we take a look down here, we do start out with animals. You have the chicken coop to start out with. Contracts are available on this map. There are no production sites to start out with, but you can purchase some around the map. And then lastly, there are no collectibles on this map. Now, if we take a look at mods specific to this map, starting out under the buy menu, scroll down to the bottom to mods and DLCs, there's nothing here. It's just a lizard gravity wagon, which is a mod required for this map, but not specific to it. And then if we take a look under the build menu, under our buildings tab, there's nothing here, nothing for productions, animals, decorations, or landscaping. So there are no mods specific to this map whatsoever. So we do start out here on the starting farm technically. So let's take a look at our starting equipment. Starting out on this menu here, going over to vehicles, we start out with the AGCO 8810, the AgroMaz POV 5 XL plow, the Great Plains Solid Stand 1500 seeder, the Hardy Mega 1200L sprayer, the Hardy Mega 1200L tank. We got the International Series 200, the International Transtar 2 semi-truck, John Deere 3650, Kubota RTV X1140WH Load King Distinction Triple Hopper, the Lizard Gravity Wagon, Massey Ferguson 8570 Harvester, the Harvester Header and Header Trailer, the New Holland L318 Skid Steer, Paladin High Dump Bucket, got the Paladin Pallet Fork, the Stima Trias Trailer, the Skoda Codec, the Truffler TGA 560, I believe that's a weeder, and that is it. So let's go ahead and make our way around the map. So first things first, before I show off anything around the map, I'm going to hover over to, actually no, let's do this. We're going to zoom in on the map here. This is where we start here. Over here, there's a chicken coop. And the problem is that there's no road that actually leads to the chicken coop itself. So I could just go driving through the field and show it to you, but I'm just going to go ahead and teleport to it so you can see it. You can see we have 6 chickens to start out with, and 20 of them can fit into this barn. Our pallets of eggs will spawn here, and our feed goes in here. But you can see there's no like road that is dedicated to this area whatsoever. So you basically have to come up either along the side of the field here if you can, or I mean really just kind of start making your way through the woods until you get to this location here to be able to drop off anything. So let's go ahead and head back to this farmland here, visit. Oh, well, that's a problem. That's kind of a big problem, actually. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll just teleport back to the car. And one thing I'm going to do is I want to take the truck, and then we'll go ahead and start making our way around the map. Okay. So across the street in that big red barn is some of our starting equipment in there. And just tucked away down the road, one thing I have to warn before we get going too far, you can see that the graphics on this is not that good. The reason that they're not that good, at least off in the distance you can see it's not that good, I had to turn down my rendering graphics because this map was causing some major stuttering. I think there's a boatload of trees. Just to kind of show you what I'm talking about here, over here where the chicken coop is, look at how thick this part of the forest is. You can actually see it kind of starting to slow down everything right off the bat. But I mean, you can see there's tons and tons and tons and tons of trees back here. So it's gonna kind of slow things down. So I cranked things down just to have a kind of smooth tour of this map, and I do apologize for that, but yeah, nothing much I can do about it. Here we got our starting silo and a hay loft right here. The rest of our starting equipment is tucked away in here as well. Head back over to the truck. Okay, now heading down the road. Okay, now coming up here, let's slow down. Now, if we take a look at farmland number 20 and go ahead and purchase this for $16,750, you can see we just purchased a house with a sleep trigger and wardrobe trigger. So now heading off down the road. Gonna go a little ways before we get to the next point of interest. Oops, I missed my point of interest actually. Backtrack just a little bit. Here we go. Here's the next point of interest. Let's get turned around right here. All right. So farmland number 53 can be purchased for $33,900. Go ahead and do so. And over here, we got a wardrobe trigger, sleep trigger, and a horse pasture. This will hold up to 16 horses, and you start out owning 6. Yes, 6. So down bottom right-hand corner, 6 that you have currently in here. 16 is the maximum capacity. And oops, almost forgot. Feed trigger is right over here. Now head back to the truck. Heading down the road. We'll come up to this intersection right through the woods here. Now, tucked away back here, get spun around. This is a spinnery. Can purchase this for $180,000. We have our input here and output there. Now continuing down the road. Let's see, coming up here to my right. Stop here. This is the bakery. You can purchase this for $150,000. Output here and input in the back right there. And then take a look at the map. Across the street here, farmland number 37 can be purchased for $95,330. You can see we got another farm. Well, a couple of buildings for animals here. First off, we have a chicken coop with 20 chickens, room for 20. And behind it, a sheep barn with, whoops, where'd it go? Come on, there it goes. We have 32 sheep in here, room for 32 of them. So both of these are at their capacity. So now heading back down the road. Over here is the tailor shop. You can purchase this for $240,000. Output is here. input is here. So now coming down the road a little bit more. To this, farmland number 44 can be purchased for $100,720. And you can see, when we buy this, pandemonium and mayhem break loose. All of these are various types of greenhouses. Now, we do have a bale and pallet storage right here, as well as a fuel tank over there. The rest of them are all various types of greenhouses, whether they're the normal greenhouses, there's mushroom greenhouses. I believe there's several rice saplings as well, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. But actually, let's do this. Take a look at productions, what we own. You can see large greenhouses, tons of them. Mushroom greenhouses, large tarp greenhouses, and a small glass greenhouse. I mean, you got tons and tons and tons and tons to do over here. So as long as you got a pretty good steady stream of water, you're going to be pretty good over here. So heading down the road. Slow down. Turn to the right. Tucked way back here, we have a debris crusher sell point right here. And then here, we have the preserved food factory. Input is here, and you can see that there is a little bit of a lip right there, so be careful. I was not able to actually get up on top of that with my truck earlier, but you can purchase this for $330,000, and output is here. Continuing down the road. Make a right at the oil mill. You can purchase this for $240,000. Output here and input back here. Now follow this by a quick left. All right, directly in front of me is the Big Farmer's Kiosk. To my right, the warehouse buy point for your palleted goods, as well as the warehouse sell point on this side of the building here. Around front, we have a couple of production points. First one being the carpentry. You can purchase this for $36,000. Input here, output on the side. And then the tailor shop for $36,000. Similar to the last one, output here and input here. So now, head down the street. I'm going to head back to this main intersection just ahead of me here. And now we're going to go south. As we continue to head down south, we're going to come up to kind of a break in between these two fields. Right about here, make a left. Oops. Now we head off into the woods. Again, just heading back here, you can see just how thick the forests are on this map. They're absolutely, like, overwhelming, the amount of trees that are back here. And a vast majority are not the harvestable trees. Well, I can't say the majority of them are not. But what I will say is there are tons of trees that are back here that are not. So be aware. If you're coming on here for forestry, you're going to have a lot of interesting forestry to do. Over here, we have the sawmill, $300,000 to purchase. Input here with a wood saw trigger there, and output right there. Now we're going to head back out in this direction. Head back out to the main road. Coming up here. Oops. Hit that sign on the way in and out. Make a left. Alright, coming up here, come to a stop. And take a look at the map. Purchase farmland number 82 for $26,400. Go ahead and do so. And we get a few things popping up here. Like a sleep trigger and wardrobe trigger. And over here, a pig barn. Feed goes here. We have 123 pigs currently. 208 is the max capacity here. Animals can go in there. And slurry out this side here. Nope, that's not where I left my truck. Now heading down the road. To my right, that is the main starting farm over there with the barn with some of our equipment tucked away in there. But just south of that is farmland number 57. Can purchase this for $7,420. You can see this opens up a chicken barn right here with 15 chickens, room for 20. And right next door to it, a sheep barn with 7 sheep/goats and room for 28. You can put your animals in here. Same thing with the chickens here. Feed goes there. Eggs there. Let's see. Over here. Feed here. And wool spawns here. Well, I should say wool and goat's milk will spawn there, depending on what animals you have in the barn. Now across this way here, we have a horse barn that you can purchase with farmland number 8 for $27,990. Go ahead and do so. So there are 5 horses in here, room for 16. Over here, we have our shop trigger. And repair trigger back here. Head back to the truck. head down the street just a little ways, make a left, and follow this back. Farmers Market sell point, directly in front of me, right over here. So now heading back to the main road. Okay, now over here, come to a stop. So if we take a look and purchase farmland number 62 for $56,280, go ahead and do that. And farmland number 6 for $66,540. And see, we get a set of sleep triggers and wardrobe triggers. So sleep trigger for this one is here, and wardrobe trigger. We'll just drive by it here with the truck, heading down the long driveway. There's the wardrobe trigger and sleep trigger are on the back side here. And now we'll make a right and a left. So here is the selling station generic products, and this is the animal dealer. Now, if you want to purchase animals for your pens and pastures around the map, you can come to this location and utilize this dialog box, or you can use this same dialog box at any of the pens and pastures we have around the map. If you utilize this icon directly, though, you will incur additional fee. That fee is associated to a delivery fee. The animal dealer is taking the animals from this location and delivering them wherever your pen and pasture may be placed around the map. Now, if you want to save that money, actually, I'm sorry, if we take a look just real quick, you can see for an adult cow, there's a base price of $1,175. Plus, if you were to have it delivered, it's an extra $100 per adult cow. So that can add up very, very quickly. To save that money, bring an animal trailer to this location, park it inside this little hazard box area here, and then use this dialog box. It will try and load the animals into, it won't try, it will load the animals into the animal trailer rather than trying to deliver them itself. Now over here we have our manure heap buy point, and over back in the back, our slurry buy point. And that is it. That is everything here on Memphis, New York. And now it's time to render my opinion, let you know what I think. 0 to 5 scale as per usual. So right off the bat, I like this map in theory. I really like this map in theory. A couple of things to note. You saw how the traffic splines go off the edge of the map here and then comes back. And you can see the car the entire time. It doesn't just kind of vanish once it leaves the map. It's just floating out in the ether kind of thing. So that's kind of a negative in my opinion. Not too crazy about that. This map being so absolutely thick with forests, this is the one and only map I've ever come across where I've had to turn down my settings to be able to have even a smooth playback on the video. But unfortunately, that means that I have to sacrifice video quality, and I absolutely can't stand that. Cannot stand that whatsoever. But all that being said, I think this map is going to be really good. It's going to need some cleaning up, but I think this map has a lot of potential. So back in FS22, this map was really good. I really liked it. For here in FS25, I think it's infinitely better. I think it's going to be better. Once things are, like I said, once things are cleaned up, I think this map is going to be something special. But you take a look at things like the color palette. Looks amazing. Looks fantastic. It's nice and toned down. There's pops of color every once in a while, but it's not enough to make it feel like a cartoon. It feels rather nice and mostly natural. The undulations, the terrain on the map is nice and subtle. It ebbs and flows, and it's really nice. It's not just paper flat kind of thing. It's it feels, again, it feels natural. And then you see, oof, easy there. And then you see things like this kind of natural built-in beauty where all this little water just kind of runs off, kind of thing. Again, I just think this looks really nice. Um, Beyond that, I mean, this is a solid map. It's going to be a solid map. I keep using that word "going to be." If the map maker comes by and tweaks a few things, maybe tones down on some of the trees that are being utilized on the map, then this map is going to be pretty solid. The other thing I wanted to point out are the kind of map edges. As you can see, you got floating trees, you got cars that will drive off the map and then spin around, floating out in the ether kind of thing. It's little things, it's little details like that that really kind of sucks me out of the immersion that this map is very capable of providing. It's just little things. It seems like little things here and there. I don't know how little those little things are, but it's enough to kind of add up once you kind of take everything into account. So what do I think this map is going to be graded? 0 to 5 scale as per usual. Again, I like this map. I really think that this is a solid map and is going to be a very nice map in the future. But because of all the things I've listed out here earlier, the kind of having to lower the quality of the game in order to allow it to keep up with driving, that's a big negative. The oh goodness, now of course I'm blanking. The color palette is fine and dandy. The chicken barn out in the middle of the woods, I don't get it. I don't get how you're supposed to get to it other than just traveling through the wood line, the tree line. And that's just going to be an absolute nuisance. That's something I pointed out in the last game, or the last version, FS22's. And it's here again, which is fine. It is what it is, but it's just kind of a negative in my opinion. The road network. And what I mean by that is the actual lines on the map. Being able to tell where the road network is almost impossible. It is nearly impossible. So to kind of prove my point is that you've got this road that comes out here to the sawmill, but you can't tell where any of these paths or anything like that exist on this map. It is so difficult to figure your way out on this map without prior knowledge. So that's kind of a big deal for me. And then there are certain buildings around the map. You saw it over by the animal dealer, over by the animal dealer and all that. That it's going to need some cleaning up. It's going to need some cleaning up in order for you to be able to not see the grass poking through the the texture over by the buildings, over by the animal dealers. So there's going to be some things that just need to be tidied up. This is a feature I do like, is this old dilapidated barn that you're able to then build up. You can see you've got this little icon here to start the repairs, and then you can kind of go from there. It's like, it's just cool. It's just a little thing that you can just tear it all down and start fresh. Cool little feature. And there was in FS22 a dilapidated building over here that you couldn't do anything with, but now here in 25 with the constructibles, we have the ability to do that. So going back, what do I think this map is going to be graded 0 to 5 scale? I think that in its current state, probably going to be a 2.5, maybe even a 2. There's a load of things that are up with this map that are just really going to kind of take the wind out of the sails kind of thing. But you can see this is where you have to go in order to get back to the chickens. You have to be able to cut through here. I mean, you can't. You just can't. There's no equipment. You got to cut through your field in order to get to those chickens way back in the woods over there. So, yeah. Anyways, I think probably about a 2.5 at this point in the time right now. When and if the map gets an update to kind of clean up, the things I mentioned before, I'm thinking every bit of a 4. It's going to make a huge leap. It has the potential to be a really, really, really good map. Will it be utilized? Will it be taken? I don't know. I don't know. I'm hoping that map maker is already working on it. Because again, if we step into the forest here, even on low settings, you can see how things are just starting to... But there's tons and tons and tons of forest that this is rendering. There's so much stuff going on that just... Yeah, there's nothing the game can really do about it. You got to have a massive powerhouse of a PC to be able to come through here on reasonable settings. So, anyways, that is how I feel about this. I hope you enjoyed this map tour, and if you did, please show me by liking, sharing, subscribing, following, commenting, doing all the things. The algorithms enjoy you doing the show, so engage with this channel, and enjoying the content. And that being said, I hope everybody has a fantastic day. Take care.